What's going on, folks? Just give me a second. I'm going to start up the next archive. I'm going to archive from 2 different computers, and that way if I don't get one of them, I'll get the other one. But can you see my computer screen all right? Can you hear my voice? All right, cool. All right. What I'm going to do today, my plan for today is I'm going to go over the homework that was due on Friday. You have another homework set that's due today. And then I'm going to pretty much finish off the rest of Quad 1 and finish all of our conversations about that. We cool? So my question to you is, do you guys have any questions about like how the? Do you have any questions? Did you finish the homework? Was it easy? Was it hard? Do you have any questions about the homework? I was confused about this topic and all of that kind of stuff, or what? It's pretty chill. All right. Now, Brandy, you printed out another sheet, another set, right? And then you redid the last part. All right, cool. All right, let me just go grab a Kleenex, and I'll start in just a second. All right, let's do this. Okay. Dangling by thread. No, I don't want that. I want to start the. All right, you know what? I'm not going to start the second Snagit because Snagit on the PCC notes do not really want to work. Anyway, this might be the best way to go. All right, so check this out, folks. We're going to cover. I'm gonna go over, do some review stuff, and see how you guys handled with this. My computer is slightly frozen. Let's get this thing a little bit started up. Here's what I noticed a lot on your homework is when I was correcting your homework, some of you guys got it. Like you guys got it. Some of you guys messed up you guys consistently messed up on the same kind of problem. So I'm going to solve out one for you completely, and I'll show you guys where you made a lot of your mistakes, so that way you guys can understand like what's going on. We cool? All right. So check this out. And by the way, I'm asking, are we cool? Or I mean, nod your head, and obviously you can't nod your head, so just type in cool and we're good. All right. So you can't. A lot of you guys tried just reading it straight off. You guys just feel like, all right. What is the slope? Oh, it's 7. Oh, what is the intercept? Oh, it's 35, or something like that. You guys just thought, oh, I could just read it off. And you can't read it off unless it's in a specific form. And that specific form that we have is called the slope-intercept form, which is of the form y equals mx plus b. Forgot the plus sign there. Right? So, the m is your slope and the b is your thing. But before you can't tell me what the slope or the intercept is in this form until you get it into this form. We cool? Yes, I understand. No, I didn't understand that. Good. All right. So let me put this equation into that form, and I have 7x plus 8y equals 35. All right. We talked about terms, and so we have 2 terms on the left side. There's the 8x or the 7x and the 8y. The 7x term is the one we want to get rid of because it doesn't have a y in it. We want the y all by itself. So I subtract 7x from both sides. I'm going to go through this pretty quickly, so let me know if you guys get confused. And I'm left with, these guys kill each other, and I'm left with 8y equals 35 minus 7x. Come on, computer. There we go. 8y equals 35 minus 7x. Now, there's only one term left on the left side, but it has an 8 attached to it. I want the y all by itself, so I'm going to divide both sides by 8. I end up dividing this by 8, divide this by 8, and divide that by 8. So I end up getting, write this down, especially you, Jonathan, because I just took a look at your homework and it was wrong. But 35 over 8 minus 7x over 8. Or, maybe more appropriately, let's write it as y equals negative 7/8 x plus 35 over 8. These are the same thing, I just switched them around a little bit. And when I switch them around, make sure you keep that negative with the 7/8. Yes? Yes? By the way, my thumb is double jointed, so when I say yes, sometimes it goes like this and it gets weird. Don't freak out. My thumb's not broken, it's just double jointed. Good? Alright. So check this out, and here's, okay, so a lot of you guys got the slope. You guys said, alright, the slope is negative 7/8. A lot of you put negative 7/8 x, and that's not correct. It's actually just the negative 7/8. It's the stuff in front of the, x. Cool? Now, when you ask for the coordinates, here's what a lot of you did, and this is what you guys did wrong, and I was like, that's the one that's going to burn you a little bit. You know this 35 over 8? That is the b coordinate of the y-intercept. If we're talking about a y-intercept, all right, what is 35 over 8? Let's see. 8 times 8 is 16, 32. So it's like 4. It's just a little bit bigger than 4, right? It's 4.2 something or whatever, right? So my y-intercept would be here. Right around here. We cool? And if it's a y-intercept, what is the x-coordinate of a y-intercept? You understand what the question is? The coordinate of this point right here has 2 numbers. Exactly, Bernice. It's 0, comma, some number. What we end up calling b, and in this case, the b is 35 over 8. So if I asked you for what is the y-intercept coordinates, you would have to put 0, comma, 35 over 8. There were a few of you who did, okay, maybe this is 35 and this is 8. No, that's totally wrong. Nope. This number is all on the right-hand side. It's all the second coordinate number. That's the entire thing is the second coordinate number. You don't split it up. You don't do some kind of funky thing because it's talking about a y-intercept. If you're talking about a y-intercept, it has to be that x equals 0. Yes? No? Meh? What's your thoughts? Good. Good, good, good. All right, cool. Now, if you got it wrong, don't worry about it. Because at least you turned in your homework. And here's the thing that makes Mr. Dalday like super cool. The thing that makes Mr. Dalday slightly suck is I don't really accept late homework. Except for this first one, since I wanted to make sure everyone had the ability to scan or take pictures or whatever, then I accepted late homework, and so I accepted it all the way up until midnight yesterday. But I think that might be the only time I'm going to do that. All right, unless you guys are emailing me and saying, "Hey, can I have an extension or whatever?" You know, you need to at least turn in something. You always should turn in something, even if it's a blank page with like notes about what you're confused on. Cool? Because now, so that's the thing that makes Mr. Dalday kind of suck, is that I don't accept late homework. But what makes Mr. Dalday super cool is that you have every opportunity now to go back into your homework, change your answers, re-send that in, and email me and say, Mr. Dalday, I changed my answers. Can you regrade my homework? And I'll go in and I'll grade it and give you the better grade. You like that? Yeah? Okay. Now, keep in mind that the grade book doesn't show me when you change something. I have no idea. When I look at the grade book, I say, I don't know whether or not you turned in something different. You know, I only look at I only grade things when they were due. But I won't be able to go in and say, oh, you know what I mean? I won't see it as an attachment. So what I need you to do is I still need you to put it in the Dropbox. I think I even gave you the option to be able to like delete stuff from the Dropbox and put in another thing. So just call it like second try or something like that. And you need to email me, hey, Mr. Dalday, I put something in the Dropbox and I changed it. Can you go in and do that? Because even if you put something new in the Dropbox and it's a Dropbox that I already graded, I won't look at it. It's not that I refuse to, it's just there's so many I have to check on that I won't go back to old ones and check on them. And unless you tell me specifically, Mr. Dalday, I put something back there, can you regrade that for me? And I would be like, of course I can. In fact, as soon as I get the email, I regrade it, you know, as soon as I do that. And then I'll send something back and say, done, graded, or whatever. Okay? So if you want to do if you want to redo one of your assignments, it's your responsibility to tell me that you redid it and make sure that I checked it. Because it's my responsibility to grade it the first time. I'll do that. But it's your responsibility to make sure I regraded your assignments if you want to change your grade. We cool? Can I move on? And I would prefer not having email attachments. The reason being is because I want something in the Dropbox because that's what they told me. That's where they're going to go in and check my assignments to see if things are in the Dropbox. And they're not going to check my email attachments. So if at all possible, put it inside of the Dropbox. But I mean, hey, if there comes down to a point where you're getting so frustrated because this is like your 10th try putting in the Dropbox and the darn Dropbox is too small for you to transfer that file, by all means, email it to me. Say, hey, Mr. Dalday, I'm having trouble uploading this. Can you just grade it straight from this email? I'll be like, of course I can. All right, I consider myself a reasonable teacher. All right, to me, that was the major mistakes that I saw from that homework assignment. I'm going to move on to new material then, if that's all right with you guys. So let's see what we finished covering. All right, so we talked a little bit about multiplying these things, these binomials to get a quadratic thing. Yeah? All right, I think the only thing we're going to add in now is, add to that mix is how to multiply, I hate it when my computer says not responding. I hate how slow this thing is, it's just killing me. How to take into account negative numbers into this game, and then after that we're going to graph a few quadratic functions, and then after that we'll be good. I wonder if I need to just shut down my internet browser. Give me a second, folks. I'm sorry. I'm also having not too good of a day. My cold is really kicking my butt. But I force myself to come in because I just think that like it's good that I come in and work with you guys. But I'm not feeling that great. Dude, just close the window, man. Alright, whatever, let's just move on. Sorry. Computer's freezing up. See how it says not responding on the top? I apologize. It'll work, you just gotta give it a second. Oh no. Oh, there we go. Dude. Alright. Someone is saying, one of you guys is saying, I don't really understand how to do this. What are you talking about? You don't understand how to do what? What we covered last time or this new stuff? And by the way, okay, what we covered last time. All right, I'll tell you what. Why don't I do this then? Why don't I do a little review of what we covered last time, and we'll kind of talk about what, like how to do some of your homework, and then we'll get into the new stuff. Hopefully we can finish it all off in the timely manner. And by the way, somebody messaged me privately and said, I don't really understand what's going on, Mr. Dolde. Can you help me out? And you see how not everyone was able to see that, but the person who messaged me privately was able to see that on their own. What I'd like for you guys to do is be able to feel comfortable enough to know that if you ask a question, and even if you share it with everyone, they're not going to think that you're stupid. All right, let's make that agreement with everybody. Everyone, why don't we agree that if somebody asks a question, and even if we think it's a dumb question, you don't think that that person is stupid. Because what I want you to do is always ask me questions. The whole point of me being your teacher is so that you can ask me questions. If you'd rather not ask questions, then why don't I just send you off to Khan Academy and have them teach you where you can ask questions? The whole point of having me in as a teacher is to ask questions. So we can start off with you messaging me privately, and I won't point you out and I won't say, oh, blah, 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 ask me a question.